Good morning, good morning, good morning, YouTube, and all my friends from Instagram. It's great to see everyone up so bright and bushy eyed on Hump Day. That's right, guys. We are here. It's the middle of the week. So hopefully things are going really well. And if they're not, perfect day to hit the reset button and do whatever you need to do to get over the hump. So happy Hump Day, everybody. Today we'll be jumping over the pond. Okay, we'll be jumping over the pond and speaking with a breeder from the UK. I myself, a little bit of a rough day. Got word. I got a death notice yesterday, and I know it's not anything that anyone ever wants to hear. As you know, I work with many young people throughout the years, and unfortunately, every year I do get sad news when you work with so many people. Obviously, it increases the chances of both good things, but also bad things. So it was definitely sad news. So I just ask for all of you to please keep the family of Canino, Nino, Taino, Romero. Keep them in your thoughts and prayers. For those that believe in the power of prayer, please just say a quick prayer for their family. It's a rough time with a lot of questions and stuff going on. And to Nino, I just want to say thank you, brother, for the memories and for definitely making a great impression on me. Although I was a mentor to you, I learned a lot from you, and you're going to be missed. You're going to be missed. You'll never be forgotten, but you will be missed. And already, our JC family is trying to remember the good times, so we could keep the focus on that. But guys, it's Hump Day, and we're going to get over these humps. I hope you all have yourselves a nice cup of brew here. I hope everyone. I think I'm going to be sending out my sheds for those of you that are participating. We've gotten great appreciation from Dr. Hannah and EMU, Eastern Michigan University, for their ball python genetics project. So I hope everybody's gathering those sheds and sending them in. I think I have a few dozen, so I'm going to send these in, organize, and ship them out. Speaking about sheds, look at this beauty. Now, this one stays here. This one doesn't go out to Dr. Hannah for her project. But as you guys know, I love my boas. This is from my small girl. She's actually a locality boa. And look at when you get to the tail. She has such an amazing tail. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. So look at these beautiful clean sheds. She is a tank snake. You can get your humidity. We got eye caps here. Look at that full head, full eye caps. This is a beautiful shed, head to tail. Okay, you can hit those temps and humidities in the tank. I just love though how that pattern shines through. So this is my locality boa. Samson calls him or her. He doesn't care. Mr. P. She's a locality boa from Peru. But we're here and we're going to talk about the. This is kind of hot for this. We're going to talk about ball pythons today. And for those of you that did offer to make the donation when we raised that $770, and actually I'm probably going to put that on Instagram to see if we can get it close to $1,000. That was such an amazing feat. We had a conversation about raising money and supporting the project, and we raised $670 in a matter of minutes. And then when I told someone immediately after, one person, they added another $100 to it. So yes, DM me. I'll give you my information. I do want to do one donation from all of us. So just DM me. She did get back to me this week, actually late last week. So I am ready to send in that contribution, and hopefully we will be the springboard for many other people assisting to fund this project. I'm sure we all understand the importance of this project and not only the huge benefits. I know you guys love getting these envelopes, right? These little brown envelopes, and we know what comes in those envelopes when we see this little mule, right? If you're not ordering from Sticker Mule, DM me. I have a nice code for you. We'll both get $10 off an order, and I'll show you how to get these orders really cheap. Like right now, they're doing 50 magnets for $29. With the code, it comes down to 19. So I just ordered 60 magnets, and it came out to like 25 bucks. If we haven't done a sticker swap yet, let's get it going, guys. I have a bunch of stickers ready to go out. Okay. These just came in. I have more I have to pick up. So that's enough of that. Good morning to all you magnificent people, the most loyal viewers in the world that wake up early on a Wednesday morning to have a cup of coffee with me and to sometimes spill some tea. With that said, I am going to let our guest in, who's been patiently waiting in the back, so he can introduce himself and we can find out more about what's going on over there over the pond. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Good.
Thank you ever
So,
so much for the invite.
well, of course, why we've been talking about making this happen for quite some time now. I'm glad that we're finally able to get it going.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. We kept saying, didn't we? We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. And
That's
you
right.
know,
And I see you got
one
your
thing.
Frosty Boys shirt, and you promised me I'd be the first in the States to get that shirt.
Yeah. This is the first one I've got. I've got to get the
I
stickers made up.
remember that.
I won't forget. I won't forget what I said.
I remember that. So why don't you introduce yourself and let everybody know where you're from?
Well, I'm Jason Frosty Boids. I'm based in Norfolk in England, UK. I'm Stanton on the coast. I'm into the ball python and breeding. I've got a couple of um, boa constrictors as well. But my main focus at the moment is on the ball pythons. I love the community. I enjoy helping other people, and I get the buzz and satisfaction from that. Yeah, and that's all part of it. So good morning and good afternoon to the UK viewers.
Yes, so for all of us over here where it's morning, it is
You're just getting
actually
up.
midday. It is midday over in the UK. How's the weather over there? You know, when we think about England and the UK, we only think about like London fog and all the rain and everything.
Yeah, that's what it usually is. But today, no, it's a beautiful day today. As you can see, the sun's gleaming in on me at the moment. But from day to day, 1 minute it's raining, heavens open up, and then next day, lovely
Well,
day. Weird.
by me, we have you sent your weather my way. By me, we have the rain and it's a gloomy day. So let's all be a
I'll give it a good
ball of sunshine for somebody
go
today.
over there.
Yeah, we have it all. But I would imagine that weather is like perfect mating weather for the ball pythons, no?
It is, yeah. I mean, we've had when I stay down from the heat to the rain, it has actually been storm. So yeah, exactly. It's a brilliant time to be pairing. I've got stuff still pairing. I've got probably 5 or 6 pairings still pairing, still locking. It's so late on in the season. So yeah, it's brilliant time.
So Sean is making fun of the gun safe. This dude moves to the country and gets a long gun safe. Yeah, in the South Bronx, we just keep our guns like in the bureau and in the kitchen cabinet and in the freezer. But they're there too, guys. They're, they're there too, just like the ball pythons are. All right,
Yeah,
so your name is Frosty Boids. That's not
yeah,
what we met, right? We met and you had a different name at the time.
that's
Why don't you
correct.
share a
Yeah.
little bit about the change and what took place?
Yeah, Adorables was well, I went for a bad patch, and as you can see on here, Granddad had a granddaughter come into my life, and that was the time when I started thinking, right, I start naming things, and I looked at her and I just, I don't know, she was a big spark in my life. I thought, everyone keeps saying how adorable she is. I'm going to call it Adorable. So that piece is still there, but the piece, the change in it was because my surname's Frost. And I wanted to make it a little bit more personal. So she's still my granddaughter. She influenced me into more like getting into the sticker swapping and getting talking to people rather than just shutting myself away and doing my own thing. So that's the adorable side of it. Last season was absolutely brilliant. It was a really good season last year. And then it came this year. That's when I decided to change it. I realised come on, let's go back to Frosty. I got the tattoo across my back, Frosty. That was the nickname. I've always been that. Let's put it to Frosty Boids. And that's what it is now.
And again, I'm sorry. What is Boys? Because obviously, we're gonna get the comparison to one of the well-known breeders
Oh, well,
in
I knew that. Yeah. Aussie Boys. Oh, yeah, definitely. I'll tell you a story though. It's just that I actually have one of these bought from another breeder. My OD line is part of Aussie Boys. Back in the day, somewhere along the line, it came from Aussie. And some of the stuff that I've been producing with the Orange Dream has been absolutely phenomenal. I mean, really out blown the water. So I'm trying to get a lot of Orange Dreams from my different projects. Um, a lot of it's empty at the moment. So I've been doing, I've got hit a few Tritons this year, so really, really made up with them. Not just a Triton, a super passive Triton, super energy Triton, and a super OD Triton. And out of that, I've got one male, two girls. So I'm well made up with that. So yeah, saying the Boys, we are going to get the kind of reflect maybe, but it's nothing intentional of trying to be like Ozzy. I mean, I would love to have all these snakes. I'd love to be in his position, but I look up to the man. That's what I do. I look up to those big breeders. I've been in and out of ballpark breeding so many times over my life. I get going and I hit a bump in the road and I sell up and I get on. Otherwise, I'll probably be a lot further now. But you know, it is
So
what it is.
that's interesting. That's interesting you share that, and I'm glad that you did because I'm always reminding people it's a marathon. It's not a
Yeah,
sprint. And every week we do see someone else exiting and selling their complete collections. So what happened? You said you've been in and out. I'm glad that you're back in, but what
yeah.
happened?
We're talking back to Mark Wilbanks when it first started coming around. It was a lot more. It was a lot of the other bigger names. This was talking back to 2009. Um, Previously to that, I'd always bought just basically bred the normal classic ball python to the normal classic ball python because back in the day when I was a lot younger, there was something that there wasn't the morphs. You know, back then it was about who had the collection, what you had in your collection. It wasn't so much about just the one morph or the one particular reptile. Anyway, over life, I bought, save up money. The genetics and genes when they first started coming into this country were a lot of money. I was buying a lot of head stuff. I was buying a lot of head stuff up, and it wasn't proven out. Um, I was spending really ridiculous money on one snake. And as life throws you, I've got four children. And things go wrong. And it's always been there as a safety net as such. And then I've had to set up and it helps out. We're ball pythons, boas, leopard geckos, panther chameleons. Again, they were all over the last, all over probably 20, 30 odd years. That's where I've been doing it. I mean, I'm 40 this year. First ball python I ever had was when I was 8 years old.
Mm.
and that was bought for me for my birthday. Previous to that, I was in and out of
Who bought you a ball python at 8 years old?
yeah. I've always been quite advanced, quite advanced. Obviously, like what you're doing, I looked up to my dad. My dad was the one that got me into it. So it was like he bought it for me for my birthday, but he cleaned it out, and I looked after it, and I grew to,
That's pretty
it was
cool
in,
for 8 year old.
yeah,
Definitely,
yeah.
definitely. All
But
right.
go on.
Where you are, we it's so difficult for us, and because of the distance. I mean, you guys have stuff that we don't have. we
Yeah,
have we have stuff that you don't have. How is
exactly.
the scene where you're at, and um is it easy access to the resources and the different genetics over the pond?
At the moment, what I'm focusing on, I can get, well, I can sort of get hold of the ball market, stuff that I'm really projecting on. But I know that there's going to come times where I'm going to be looking at other stuff, other genetics that I'm not going to be able to get. And I am looking. I've got a few breeders I know in the UK that deal with. I think it's obviously Boids and JK, and they do shipments back with the boys, so I can jump on there and stuff. So it is fairly easy, I suppose, but the expense, I don't know. I haven't checked it out yet, but I can pretty much get what I need to get.
I would imagine that the shipping costs can be
Oh, it's
quite.
going to be expensive, yeah. So it depending on what the snake is, what the genetics is, you know. I really desperately wanted it and I needed it, and I paid it. It was a high end mall. That's fine. You pay the shipping. Um,
Yeah, I don't imagine that you would be shipping any
you,
super normals over there.
of course you wouldn't. I mean, when I see your boas, your collection of boas, it's like, oh wow, if only around the corner, I would have had a go at it. It's just like, I'll just throw you one over the pond.
Yeah, I love them. The only thing is they just get so big so
I
fast. It's
know
like,
this is the trouble, isn't it? Yeah. See, previously before the ball pythons, I had sort of if you hear the dogs barking, it's my chihuahuas.
so
Hopefully,
so so I hear, so you have Chihuahuas. That's a Mexican breed, but they bark like they're British.
yeah,
Uh,
they're like, yeah, that's the only thing. They're the main times they're barking is when on the defensive. Other than that, they're really, really good. But I've been breeding them for about 3 years as well.
oh, so you're breeding
Yeah,
Chihuahuas.
yeah, I've got pups at the moment. Mum's down little pups.
Okay, I bred
So
dogs
yeah,
many many moons ago. I used to breed Rottweilers.
got
Um,
one. Yeah, no, I love you, dog.
a little bit. They're very much like Chihuahuas, just like dramatically not.
Yeah,
They're just so big. They come
they
out.
just swallow a chihuahua.
Yeah, they come out about like 5 6 times the size of a Chihuahua. So that's
Yeah, I
interesting.
know.
What the hell made you get into Chihuahuas over there?
Right, this is that's a really good question because I'm animal fanatic, so I love animals. Main thing is reptiles. Now, uh, if we go back to if we go to the dogs, the main reason I got chihuahuas, I originally had German shepherds, bred German shepherds. Yeah, then went to staffies. We had staffies, but I injured my back at work. I pulled damaged my spine, and I couldn't have big dogs anymore. And it was like really high to rehome them. My daughter had already managed to twist my arm in to get a chihuahua. I was like, oh man, I've got to walk down the road with a chihuahua. That's the fault, you know. And to cut a long story short, we I bought we bought the daughter a female bitch, and basically we had her for a couple of years whilst we had the staffies had to be rehomed. And then I purchased, I went and bought from a breeder a male and grew him up. And then, yeah, that's where the breeding went from there. Um, so I've always loved dogs. I've had to. kind of go back onto a small scale of everything really. So that's the reason why I picked 2 hours. I would love to have ball mastiffs, etc. But I can't off my back. They're too big. They're too strong.
Yes, I mean, Staffordshire Terriers is kind of like equivalent to what we call pit bulls,
Pit bulls,
uh,
yeah,
right? And I mean, the real staffies only get to about, I mean, no more than 40 pounds, but
I know. But
they
they
are
can shit. Real.
strong.
Of course they
They
are.
are a
Yeah,
pulling dog. They are
yeah.
extremely strong. They're
Yeah.
beautiful animals.
That's the thing I love about them. I love the physique. I've always liked. So I always wanted a nice, strong looking, muscular dog. But before I had my injury, I was into the gym and I was bodybuilding, so I was quite into the physique as well. So I've always had that strong mind. Right from a kid, always wanted to be superhero. Always like the reptiles. That's my kind of thing as well. It's a strong thing. Still have not actually. Previously to that, I used to have retics. I had two retics, a mainland retic and a lavender albino. One, the mainland was, I think she was about 16 foot,
Do you
and the
have
other one.
another window open? We're getting a little bit of feedback.
Are you getting buzzing noise? Yeah, 2 seconds. It's my son doing the alarm. Hold on.
Yeah, if you can just turn the volume down. So I agree, but Sean, honestly, I think Blue Merle anything are awesome looking. My wife wants to get a Frenchie, and I was talking about that. I know Brian from Bain Exotics has a beautiful one.
Yeah.
So yeah, anything Blue Merle to me is beautiful. And
Mm.
yes, I agree. I can only imagine Jim, because staffies they pack a punch. These things are so freaking strong in this little compact body. So
Yeah. See, when you go from like as a man would say like 2 hours, it's kind of like a girly dog. That's how it was at first. But the more I've had them, the more I've been with them, the more I've run with them. I wouldn't change them for a world. Did not know how much of a strong companion you can build with these little dogs. And they follow me around. I have trouble with my back. I'll be laid up and I'll be in pain. They're next to me. They're just awesome. And when you've got like five of them, and that's like the equivalent to one dog. But it's
they
hard when you
have a
get.
lot of they have a lot of personality.
That's exactly it. They've got a very individual personality, and that's what I love about them.
Yeah, they have a lot of personality, and it's funny because there are some that look like pit bulls, just like tiny little troll-looking pit bulls. If their ears go a certain way, and they have the
Yeah,
terrier frame, somewhat like. So it's pretty cool. All right, so last night, yes or no? It was about 2 o'clock in the morning, your time when we
that's
were
right.
chatting. Did you clean out the rodents
No,
or?
I didn't. I took your advice. I took your advice. I was laying there and it was going through my mind. I'm one of those that you go, if it's got to be done, it's got to be done. But last night I've done a lot yesterday. And thought, you know what, I'm gonna get my head down. I only got 2 hours sleep anyway. I was up at 6 doing them, but
It sounds
I
like
got
a
them
good
done.
idea. It sounds like a good idea at the moment until you actually start and you're like, oh, what did I get into?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I like to do the thing when it's on my mind rather than when it's up to due, or I don't like it to go overdue. But sometimes you can't be, when you've got a big collection, you can't have everything sparkling clean all the time. Because a lot of the time you ball what happens, you change the bedding or you spot clean and you go back and everyone's gone and done another turd in there and you think, oh my God, I've just cleaned that out.
Yes.
They do. It's like they don't want to do it on the dirty stuff straight. They want to do it on the nice, fresh, clean stuff straight.
I mean, it's almost clockwork. As soon as we clean out the tubs, um, a huge percentage of them decide to just dirty them up again, and it's just like, wow, that was just so not necessary. It's almost like a joke. It's almost like a
Yeah,
joke. And I like to feed. I like to feed in a dirty tub.
Yeah.
You know, because they're either gonna, you know, spill water, or you're gonna get the little droplings, the little sprinkles, you know. So I
Oh
like to
yeah.
feed in the dirty. Um,
Yeah.
but they just don't cooperate. These
Oh
things
no, they don't.
they just
That's
don't
ball
cooperate.
pythons. No, they're notorious for that, man.
So you have a nice size collection. You mentioned having a large collection. How many balls do you have in your collection right now?
I have about. Well, if you don't click on this, you should do the other side to get feedback. 2 seconds. Because you can probably hear that noise in the background.
I think that's pretty conservative, Mac. I'm closer to about 25%, where I'm just ready to do them again the next day, almost like uh, it's almost like clockwork, and certain individuals are repeat offenders. So, about how large is your collection now?
Right, sorry about that. My son's doing streaming and it's right under the window when I'm sitting. Collection at the moment, 150. That's and then probably 154 pythons, and then obviously hatchlings as well, 45 to 50. We're looking at. We're probably near about 200 bull pythons sitting, and it's in the lounge behind me. It's
So
taken over the lounge.
you're back in. You're in. You're back in it. This isn't. You're not just tiptoeing. You're in for the long haul. You're
No, this is it. That's right. I mean, I've really hit ruts now, and I'm able to sort that out. You know, it was like I'm just gonna. I'll be honest with you. As long as my family are all right, my snakes are all fed. I don't need anything else. As long as that they're all happy, you know, that's me contented. So you know, it's a lot easier. Whereas before, whereas you're growing up, you've got other things that you need. Just kind of, I'm kind of winding down a little bit now. Especially when I moved that from a city town out into the sticks where I am now, right near the coast, a little village. So it's a big difference from London. Is that where I originally lived?
gotcha. I went to London when I was younger. It's been about 30
Yeah.
years. Yeah, I had a great time.
Mm.
My cousin he married a British woman, and I was his best man.
Wow.
And it's going on 30. Yeah, next year will be 30 years since I made that trip. But I loved it. I mean, the culture, and you know, here in America, we're kind of like the baby civilization as far as first world countries go.
Really?
Um, yeah, we don't have the same history. I mean, you walk around London or England, and you find castles that are like, you know, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds
That's
of years old.
true. Yeah. History,
So we
history's
don't
brilliant.
have
No,
that same history. But the
I know
thing
what
that
you
I
mean.
found funny is like you're on a road, and there's vehicles, but then there's also horse and carriages on the same road, and you're just like, what is going on? Like it kind of retains some of the old history
Yeah,
and
yeah, of
culture
course,
there.
yeah. That's nice.
Uh,
That does make you feel good as well, don't
but you guys drive on the wrong side of the road. I mean, I almost got hit by a car twice because I looked the wrong way.
it? Yeah, you will do. Yeah, we
So,
drive
so
on.
these Americans are stuck over here still talking about guns. You guys don't have that issue over there, do you?
No, no. Your cars are a lot larger than ours, though, aren't they? You got a lot of freeways rather than little roads.
I mean, we have the gambit of everything
Yeah.
over here. These guys are being fresh over here in the comments. So
Mm.
childish. So early in the morning and still being childish. Haven't even had a full cup of coffee yet. I'm still going through it. Speaking of which, what's in your cup over there? You know, I'm always joking about the tea and
I'm
crumpets.
drinking coffee, frothy coffee.
I didn't think there
I've
was any
nearly drunk
coffee.
it.
I didn't think there was any coffee over there.
Yeah, I'm a coffee drinker, definitely. I'm kind of like I make coffee especially for this, but I'm kind of like on the energy drink as well during the day.
Isn't coffee like a sin over there?
It's to stimulate anyway. Yeah.
No, but isn't it a sin? Like, isn't it sinful to drink coffee over tea?
I don't know. I've always been a coffee drinker. It shouldn't be a sin.
And what about the tea and crumpets? When do you do the tea and crumpets?
Sorry.
I said, when do you do the tea and crumpets? I mean, you have to do tea and crumpets. It's like that's
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 what it is. Yeah. I don't know when I feel like it. I've got tea and I got the crumpets as well.
all
It's
right.
just when I can be. Well, it's just when I feel like it. I have to be in the mood.
All right, I got you. Well, I'm just happy to hear that you have coffee. As a matter of fact, I watch a show, Ted, and it has to do with a coach from an American football team that goes and starts coaching a British football teams, what we
Yeah.
call soccer.
Yeah.
And one of the episodes, he's trying so hard to get a cup of coffee, but everybody keeps offering him tea, and he gets so frustrated. So,
No.
all right.
Tea.
So, what are
Go
you
on.
feeding? What are you feeding your animals? What do you feed over there? What do you
Right.
feed them?
At present, I'm actually I've been feeding the normal rat. Sort of the average normal rat. Um, I do have the fussy feeders. I do breed Maltese as well. There's some just behind me up there.
Okay, so what do you consider a fancy feeder?
Fussy feeder, sorry.
Oh, fussy. So that's
Yeah,
what you have
fussy
the
feeder.
ASF
Yeah,
for. And what do you guys
that
call ASF?
ASF we call them Maltese.
Okay, so you are
Yeah,
so that is legal, and you're able to breed those as well.
yeah. The law around it, as far as I'm aware, is that if it's for the benefit of the animal, then and the animal's gonna die, you don't feed it, then you're allowed to do that. I mean, other than that, I will only feed the fussy feeders, and I do try my best to get them back onto defrost. So I do. I've gone from a non-feeder from down to a live multi, then onto a dead multi, then onto a rat wiener, then on a live rat wiener, then onto a defrost rat wiener. So gone from a non-feeder all the way down. But that was the way to do it, that I had to do it with that particular snake. I've got two lavender albinos, females that I'm desperately want to get grow. They're 2020, a little bit smaller than what I want, and they're just stuck on live multis. So I just can't get them off. So I breed my own stuff, like as you know, but so the food's off a fresh kill,
That's a beautiful thing to have
unless
easy
it's
access. So, what's
yeah.
this duty of care rules?
Sorry,
Are you familiar with the duty of care rules?
duty of care rules. What's that? What
I
do you
don't
mean by
know. You know, us
duty of care?
Americans always know what other people do better than they do. So,
UK has some duty of care rules that we need to adopt here. Oh right. I ain't got a clue. As
so,
far as I know,
so,
we more or less do the same sort of thing.
so Troy, before we adopt them, I think they're gonna have to have them more widespread
Yeah, exactly.
in the UK, and I don't do it on purpose. It happens with the little pinky thing. It's not
The
because
little pinky going up.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not because I'm on a live with a Brit. All right, just for the record. Um, my it's genetic. I think my son does it. My daughter does it. My
I do it as
grandson
well.
do it.
I do the same thing. When I drank a pint one day, I had my little fingers sticking up.
We were all together the other day, and it was so funny. And it was literally myself, my daughter, my grandson, and all of us are drinking, and everybody's fingers up. And I was like,
But
"Look, it's
yeah, with a little
genetic. It's
finger.
genetic." So just for that, all right. How do you like those apples? All right.
Yeah.
So what are you working on? What are you working on? I mean, I would like to hear some of the controversial stuff that happens over on the other side of the pond. I mean, we
Yeah.
have
So you some of the
Punisher here.
projects. Want to hear some of the projects?
Yeah, but let's talk about some of your projects.
Yeah. All right. This year was mainly focused on. I'm working on a disco gene, very underrated gene. especially over here. No one, you know, they can't find money. But when you start stacking them with the right genes, you know, mate, some fantastic animals. I mean, I've got one of the fine quality ones, and she's on Instagram, and she's like uh, a nice yellow with a really nice white stomach, down the sides, all the way down along. Some black markings put on her, such as a raw stomach. Uh, Basically, that is putting in mixing it, stacking it with the right genes. So I've been working with a disco gene. I've got some babies here.
Yeah, I've seen you putting some post up. So basically, Jay,
Yeah,
exactly the way you explained it is what the duty of care is about. That there are exceptions made for the animal so that the animal can survive or
oh yeah,
so that's basically what they were saying, that even if the multis aren't permitted, they would make the exception to make sure that
yeah,
the animal is properly cared for.
yeah.
Here, these guys, they wake up just to be jerks. They wake up to be jerks. Okay.
He
Now I
plays the
did go
role
to
every day.
Tractor
Manager.
Supply. I did go to Tractor Supply 2 days ago, and it was it's pretty cool up here. We actually have live animals at Tractor Supply. I just wish that they had rodents, but they do have chicks and stuff at Tractor
Yeah.
Supply. All right, so the disco gene is kind of what you're
Disco Genie is something that I'm really into. Orange Dream, OD in everything more or less pie, clown. Not so much this year on the OD with clown and pie, but next year OD was mainly with entry fire, stacking pastel. Um, so so we've got the disco gene, OD gene, the dreamsicle, lavender albino and pie. That was a project that I was hoping I was going to get going this year. Unfortunately, one of my girls gave me 9 eggs, and it's a double hit, and she did a double hit, and it was a double. The male was a pie het lab. Automatically, you got to push that down there every time every cup. Yeah, so I was hoping to hit maybe some dreamsicles. She gave me 9. Yeah, disco clowns they are amazing. They are amazing. Um, she gave me 9 eggs, double hit. And not one egg did I get a pie or a laugh. I was just like, what's going on? So I'm waiting for the other one to drop. She shed five times and still holding on to the eggs. They do.
nice.
Sometimes they just don't want to give them up. I
Yeah,
have had the odd ones. They just hold on to them and retain them, and they're just not comfortable allowing them. And she's not the size anyway.
well,
So yeah, I would like to dream sickles this year. So that's another project, the lavender gene and pie.
yeah, I like it when you say albino though. It's just something about
Albino, yeah. It's not albino. Albino, yeah. That's how we say it here.
which is
My missus loves it when the Americans or the Canadians say albino.
albino. And
Albino, that's it.
Full body apparition.
That's the missus in the background. I used to watch. I was very into sort of like, the ghost hunting things, you know, where they go down to the derelict buildings and that. And was it ghost hunters in America? I used to watch that a lot, and the missus used to keep hearing, if you're there, then you know, clap your hands. So she's like constantly giving us this American accent all the time,
well,
having a
I say
right
it all
laugh.
the time. You know, when people say when they refer to the language, first of all, we don't have a national language.
Albino people.
Yeah,
So when people say that speak English, you're in America, I tell them, well, we don't speak English. We're in America. We speak American, and there's no national language here. Um,
that's right.
so we definitely do bastardize the language, and it's interesting how differently we sound than people
Mm,
from the land where we got the language.
yeah, but you
And of
think,
course,
yeah. In the UK though, you over from sort of London right over the whole UK, it's absolutely amazing how much the accent changes just in the UK. We're only a tiny little island compared to America, you know, and like just people up in Liverpool, the way they talk to us Londoners, you know, we're in Norfolk, and, you know, we're kind of sound more like Cockney to everyone else around here. They're all like country people, you know what I mean? You know, we're a bit like Bellboy style, if anything, only fools and horses.
We have the same thing. I mean,
So
if you go out
it varies.
you go throughout the country and you hit the South, you know you're in the South. The Midwest has a
Ah,
different sound.
yeah,
Uh, even within one state like New York, when you speak to people, they're like, "Well, I know you're not from North Country because I'm way north now. I'm close
yeah,
to I'm close to the border, but I come from New York City, so they can tell right away. They're just like,
yeah,
I know you're not from North Country, so where did you come from?
yeah. That's what
Um,
we get. We get from what I used to get around here. Obviously, when we was in town, like you're not from around here.
no, I can tell. So how's the ball python scene out there? Like, you guys don't do shows, right? Shows
We
are
haven't had, as far as I'm aware, we haven't had many. We haven't had any shows because of COVID. I know the Doncaster show's going to be on in September. All going well, fingers crossed. And then me saying that, oh, the life of love reptiles and kept them. I've never ever been to a reptile show. I've just always sold stuff online or etc. So I'm looking forward to actually going to the show. I've got a good network with different breeders that I've spoken to and got on with. There's a nice a nice trusted circle of people that I
I think
do.
that's the key to success. I
Yeah,
say it
it
all the
is.
time.
You gotta
I
look after
can't
each other.
I can't remember the last time I bought an animal from someone that I didn't know and didn't have
That's
some
right.
sort of a relationship with. I just don't. Now, obviously, if there's a gene you need to get your hands on, that's one thing. But when
It's
it comes
recessive.
to right, well, everybody
Yeah,
goes crazy over the recessives, but there's so
at the moment, yeah.
when you build a network, I just think that it's number one, it helps you and the people in your network um, continue to grow while keeping
Definitely.
your money in your network.
Yes,
Okay.
that's right.
Um,
So it's moving around.
one hand washes, washes the other. So
Yeah,
Troy was saying that Bulls and Strikes was saying that Dan Caster is a huge show
it, yeah,
when
it
it's not
is. I've
canceled.
heard about it. Yeah, I've heard about it. A good friend of mine's been
But I
watching.
think, for me, we travel. I mean, my son, Samson, he's 9 years old. He's already
Yeah.
been to 14, 15 shows
Wow.
in 5 different states.
That's
I would
brilliant.
imagine it's awesome. It's
It
awesome.
is. That's when I first come across you guys, I was just so thrown back. Go on, carry on. I'm interrupting. You continue to talk.
No, no, no. Go ahead. No, no, it's fine. They're tired of
Yeah.
hearing me talk. They want to hear you talk.
Yeah.
They're
No.
still
Yeah.
waiting for me to speak
If
like this.
sometimes when I get going, I just don't stop. But
Get going, then,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, the way you do things, you know, I really took a shine to it, and I thought, you know what, I'll support these guys. Yeah, fantastic what they do.
I
You
appreciate.
know,
I've gotten referrals from you. I really
yeah.
appreciate that. I'm getting referrals all the way from over the pond. They're
Oh
like,
no, you like
Frosty
that?
Boyd sent me to you, and I see you have this. Can I have this girl? And I'm like, wow, all the way
Yeah,
from
yeah,
England. So
that's
I
it.
love it.
Yeah, I get quite a few American people that come to me for advice, help and advice on certain issues. You know, a lot of times feeding issues, or breeding issues, questions they want to know about, any general thing. And then if they want to buy something, I just direct them straight to you.
Look at the abuse they give me, Jay. They
Find
abuse
out.
me. They say I don't
I
know how to
haven't seen
cook.
his Friday show. I haven't seen his Friday show.
You don't want to see it. I do it with this Canadian, and he makes me get animalistic. This Canadian
Is
guy that
it?
with. You know, I do it with Canadian
So that's a
reptile.
Canadian,
He's a J also. He's also a J.
is it?
He's a Jason,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. He's got specialised in all reptiles, isn't he? I've seen them alive once. He's done with them before.
Yeah, he makes me talk a lot because he either rambles on or I don't want to hear what he has to say. They love it
Yeah,
though. They love it when I abuse them. So what I was trying to get to was we've traveled, we've been to at least 5 different states for these reptile shows. Is it
yeah,
safe? Well, I guess not because of COVID. But prior to COVID and hopefully after all of this, is there an international scene? I mean, that's one of the things you have in Europe where you can bounce around
yeah,
on a train from country to country. So is there an international ball python scene that you're
mm,
able to take advantage of?
yeah. That sounds good, doesn't it? I mean, that's amazing. Just what you've done. Excuse me. That's amazing what you've done. It
So do
really
you
is.
have in your network people from other countries in Europe?
In Europe, yeah, there's a few. There's a few. I go to Ham show and I know who they are. Yeah, Daytona is next weekend. Yeah, there's another. There's a courier here that can pick up and collect from Europe now as well. Something that I've got to look into. But at the moment, I don't really need to get anything in from anywhere. I've got the basics. Take it a step up a little bit now. Well, I've taken a big step up, and now that I don't go in little steps. I take quite big leaps. So
So you're working your plans basically.
yeah, yeah. I work my plan. I want to. I do the confusion gene. That's the big thing that's come out this year. That's something I really want to get involved in. The puzzle gene is another one that's very popular over here. And again, a lot of time it's buying hets. Hets are really quite expensive.
I
Visuals,
didn't appreciate heads a few years back, but I've grown to appreciate them.
it's just like solid. Just get the visual.
I
Yeah,
understand, but that the waiting game, it's that
I
waiting
know,
game.
I know. And then what happens if it? I know it can prove that, but it is just a waiting game. You can't get it. It's like I got to a point where I've had 2 seasons trying to hit dreamsicles, and I'm thinking, shall I just buy a dreamsicle here?
But I guess you won't get the same satisfaction.
No, this is the thing. And then that day when I cut those 9 eggs, and there was not one single hide or a lab in there, and they were all hets. They were all hets. So I got 900% hide, 50% het labs, all 9 of them. And that day I was just like, done with it. I
So
wasn't happy.
so when we speak about the head game, that is exactly
It's a
what we
gamble.
marathons. That it's a marathon.
Uh, some people get the buzz out of like they think yeah it's going to be, but I can't. It's like I grip my teeth and think, oh man, I really wanted to hit that.
So that's another controversy over here at times when supposedly trusted breeders are selling heads and
Yeah,
they don't prove out.
I've been there.
See that
When
I think in those situations we should be putting people's names out there and let them
I
know.
think so as well. I think
I
so.
want to know if you had that bad experience. I don't want to buy.
No, I wouldn't want you to go and buy it off someone else and share that experience, same experience as what I had. It's exactly
Right.
the same.
The same way if you have a good experience, I want to hear about it because that
Of course you
might
do.
lead me in
Yeah,
that.
then you know. Yeah, that's the whole way about the whole issue around the breeding is a lot of people think it's just a money thing, and then they just go straight into trying to breed, and then they don't even really know the genetics properly, and they'll sell you something and say, oh, this is a super stripe um, on your stream clown, for example, and it's not a clown, but they'll try and sell you it as that. Now, if I'm not sure, And we all have these bits where we sometimes look at a snake. That's possibly. I've got some possible sugars. The sugar gene takes a little while to start to show on when it's sacked. So you can't genetically know if it's actually sugar until it actually starts to come out. Now, sorry, someone just sent me a message and that's just put me right out of what I was saying.
Well, you were talking about that.
Possible, yeah. So say something was I couldn't if unless it's 100. I'm 100% sure I will not sell it as that genetic. I'd rather that person go away as possible and it proves that, and I feel much better. That's my way of looking at it.
I agree with you fully.
There's not a
Recently,
lot of people out there that are like that.
there was a situation recently where both people contacted me for advice. Can you believe these silly people asking me for advice? Where both people contacted me for advice about, about a
Well,
situation that went sideways, where
yeah,
one sold a supposed 100% head clown, which didn't prove out on 3 clutches. So you can have horrible odds. 3 clutches,
3 clutches. No, that's like 3 seasons.
right?
Three
And
seasons that have just gone
and
past.
and he put it to three girls, and my thing was well, how could that be? Or how do you sell it as 100% het if you never proved it out? You purchased it from someone and they told you that, but how do you resell it when you've never um, proved it out and you make that claim? So, and then the person that purchased it also had contacted me asking, what they should ask for. It was just a really, really bad situation, and it kind of showed somebody's true colors. And it
Yeah.
was sad to see that number one, you would resell an animal without proving it out, and number two, you wouldn't make right by it in the process. It was kind of like, well, they got me for it, so now I'm gonna get the next person, and that's
Yeah,
not.
that's what it seems like. It's a like, cat and mouse game, and it's
Yeah, it's
like
not. It's not how to do business, and
no, it's not. You want returning. You want returning people. When I sell snakes, I want people to return. I don't want them. I don't want to make that bit of money just for that snake. And if I'm not 100% sure about that genetics, and there's something that I'm not 100%, I won't sell it as that. And if it proves that actually makes me feel happier, knowing that it has proved that. Yeah, all
and I
good.
agree
But
with GP Snakes. It makes it harder for the newer guys to sell heads. And I'm gonna
of course
be
it
honest
does.
with you. Um, and some people may get offended, but if I haven't done business with you, and I really can't risk finding out whether or not you have integrity. So what I'm going to honestly do is I'm going to ask for pictures. I want to see if
Exactly.
they're clutch mates that proved out visual, and I want to see pictures of the pairings. I want to see pictures of the clutch. Now it's a full double head clutch. You're really in a pickle, and it's kind of like I might have to pass on this one unless you give me some ridiculous deal.
Mm,
I might have to pass because we
yeah.
haven't formed that relationship.
I don't blame you. I mean, like, if someone was to buy the double hets, I mean, that's 100% het pie, 50% het labs. I've got pictures of the locks, the ovulation, the relay check, the eggs, the eggs whilst on a cup with the snakes in them. And that is just, I can give everyone but the most best trust I can for them to be able to buy it and believe, that, he's not having me on it. Because I'll give them as much information as I can. But for a new guy, it is difficult, especially if you're buying again off of someone that you don't know. Now, I like the tri-stripe. Now, tri-stripes, again, they're really expensive visual, but I was thinking about getting some het last year, and I just put it off. But no, I don't. I'm not buying from anyone that I know, so I'll wait until
I love so that's my favorite recessive. Okay.
it is a nice
I,
recessive.
it hasn't been tapped into. It's just such a
Got
beautiful.
so much to do with it.
It's so beautiful. So he's my snake bestie. His name is Jose from Pure Genetics JAS. And on
Yeah,
his birthday, he gifted us a double het tri-stripe hypo. He has an amazing looking hypo tri-stripe male.
wow.
And he gifted Samson. He always promised Samson one. Now, with that, from a separate clutch, we have another het tri-stripe female. He tried to prove out a het tri-stripe female. She didn't prove out, but the babies are 100% het. So
Yeah,
that's gonna be a fun project in about 3 winters. Is putting those two
yeah,
together and getting our
definitely.
visual tri-stripes.
Yeah, well, just the tri-stripe is the thing, isn't it? Now we haven't got this, like I say, there's so much work to do with it. It hasn't been tattooed at all. The confusion gene, lovely gene. About it wasn't very far out. There wasn't much about last year, last season, and then this season, it's just been confusion stacked with genes. Whereas the tri-stripe's been something like new recessive has come in and we've got loads of things to do with it, but the confusion genes has already been stacked so much by so many people. It was weird. It was just like just suddenly flooded the market.
So yes,
But
tri-stripe has been around a really long time,
yeah,
but I mean, there's just so many different trends that hit that
of
we
course
never
there
get
is.
to see people working these things out.
There
Um,
are some people. That's it. You got the people that we don't know about. And
yeah, I can't. A tri-stripe desert ghost would be a pretty
yeah,
penny. Fetch a pretty penny today, that's for sure.
definitely,
Um,
yeah, 100%.
but like I said, I've seen the albino tri-stripe.
Wow, but
They're
that's impressive.
beautiful. But
Yeah,
tri-stripe, that's my favorite recessive. I don't.
mm,
It's very difficult for me to give you a favorite gene, but when it comes to recessives, that's my favorite recessive. Even just a single a single gene. Well, it's not a single gene. It's actually technically
that's
it
what.
has
Yeah,
both copies, but just a non-combo, just a tri-stripe.
yeah.
It's
Just
just
to try stripe. It's good
beautiful,
enough.
beautiful animal in
It is.
itself. Okay.
It is definitely 100%. You know, to get into stripe like that is unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
Well, we know how that goes. So red stripe all but disappeared until Justin made the Pompeii. Now it's one of the most popular jeans out there. We have to accept the fact that there are a few trendsetters in our
Of course,
community, and
yeah,
I always say it. Justin is a genius at what he does. He doesn't make
yeah,
it a
definitely
secret.
100%.
Um, he has a process,
Yeah,
and whenever he has cooking in those
everyone
incubators,
else.
the
Yeah,
video is coming out soon,
yeah,
and everybody starts looking for those jeans, and
of
then
course
all
they
of a
do.
sudden they're available on his
I mean,
page. So
yeah.
that is a marketing genius. He knows what he's doing.
Oh, of course he does. Yeah, very, 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 very clever man. Very
he can
clever
take a
man.
normal he could take a normal and bring a normal back and give it increased value just by saying no one has normals anymore, and you need normals
Yeah,
in
and
your
then bring it back.
collection.
Yeah,
And all of a
yeah.
sudden, everybody's fighting to get a clean single gene normal. Like,
Being
oh, I need
normal.
a
Yeah,
clean normal in
yeah,
my life. So,
yeah.
and then you
Definitely.
think about
Well,
all the cobra food out there that people fed those normals to cobras. So,
but it's
all
like
right. Well,
back.
so
Go on.
Jason, this is the time that we come to the end of the show. I told you it goes
Yeah,
by
no, that's cool.
in the snap of a finger. It goes right
Yeah,
by.
no, that time went quick, didn't it?
It sure does. But I do want to extend my gratitude. Thank you so much for finally making
Yeah,
it
no.
happen.
Thank you for the invite, and we'll definitely do this again.
We will do it again.
Some more lives.
Maybe you can join us with my Canadian, and you can help me abuse him. I love to abuse him, and
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. I forgot to tell you, I've got family in Canada. You don't know.
I'm sorry to hear that. Well, Jay, it's been a great time, guys. If you are
Yeah,
not
you can.
following Frosty Boids, please go follow him on Instagram at Frosty_Boids. He has some great hatchlings that are popping out, and he will be a friend over the pond, guys. Jay, thank you so much, and we will get to
Yeah, nice pleasure to meet you. Take care.
Cheers.
See you later.